So before the actual video starts, I just wanted to come here and say hello because I know it's been a while. You probably can tell, or I did mention it in my community, that actually my eyes aren't looking too bad right now. They look a lot worse in the morning. But I think it's conjunctivitis that I've got, because sometimes in the morning I wake up and it's a little bit gunky, I'll be honest, and they're quite sore and itchy. So I've really been trying to avoid makeup, and I'm going to continue to avoid makeup because I want my eyes to sort out, and I don't obviously want to infect any of my makeup either. So I forgot a while ago, I filmed a hairstyle video. So I've edited it, and obviously that's what today's video is going to be. So there is some form of content finally. But I've been trying to think of videos that I can do that don't involve makeup. And a few ideas that I had was like kind of more on the lines of chatting, so like almost late night chats, and it can be kind of you know, female related, or if there's certain topics you want me to talk about, we can do it like a more casual style. I know I've just done a Q&A video recently, but it can be more focused on a certain topic, so whether it's like girl talk or jobs, or you know, something like that. It's going to be more, I guess, conversational, and it can be like really just casual, cozy. I might, yeah, because I do it late at night, so I'm kind of sat in my bed cozy, just chatting with you, answering some questions and having a conversation that way. I do think that might be quite a fun video, and something to avoid putting makeup on my eyes or face. Obviously I did have the idea of the pamper session, but again, I just want to avoid anything near my eyes right now. I do have eye drops, and I have been doing eye baths to try and help it as well. See what will happen. I did think also maybe a bedroom tour. It seems like a kind of silly idea, but I guess it would give you a little bit more kind of insight into me, and it kind of, I guess, bedrooms show off some personality to the person behind. So I don't know, I just thought it might be quite fun. But if you've got any suggestions for videos that I can do that are non-makeup related, because there definitely won't be anything up this week coming that's makeup related, and possibly the week after as well, just to give my eyes a good chance to get better. So any ideas, please throw them my way, and if you like the sound of some of those ideas, I can definitely do that. It's a shame because I recently got the Joshua Tree palette from Ether Beauty, and I was so excited to obviously play with this, and I haven't touched it, and I really don't want to touch it until my eyes are better again, because I don't want to do any infecting. But I will quickly show you. So we've got another one of those cards: breathe in the ether above the fragments of discontent and ignite your chakras with magic. But this is a palette, and look how beautiful that packaging is, so pretty. And yeah, you've got these colours. I'm really intrigued by this colour here. So this is called Wildflower. It looks stunning, and this one looks absolutely stunning. Agave. A really deep green. So I've got so many looks planned with this that I really want to do soon, but obviously I just need to avoid anything on my eyes at the moment. So I'll let you get back to this hairstyle video that I forgot I filmed. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I really want to do a kind of another hair video. People seem to really enjoy the last one. I thought it was a good way of me trying to still experiment with different hairstyles and try some new things out. So I've got 5 different kind of braided and themed looks to show you. I haven't necessarily, so the 2 main people I watch for hair videos are Kaylee Melissa, who the last video was based on, with her sister Anna Laura, and I also watch Milana as well. She's someone who I've watched quite a lot, and so I get hair inspiration from those 2 people. So I'm not following a long tutorial, but I know they've done these kind of looks in the past, which is kind of what made me think, oh, this is what I want to do, if that makes sense. I'll have them both linked down below, because I just thoroughly enjoy their hairstyles. Okay, so the first one is just a fishtail braid. Now I have not done these since university. So the university was the last time I had really long hair, and it was kind of like down to here. And that was what, 6 years ago, and ever since then I've always had kind of more short hair. I'm trying to let it grow out just to see if I like it long again. So that was the last time I did a fishtail braid, and I used to do them all the time on my friend Rosie from uni, because she had really long hair, so I was forever doing fishtails in her hair. So mine might not be particularly long, because my hair's kind of more, I guess mid-length now. So you can have your hair curly, straight, kind of your natural hair, wavy, however you like it for these hairstyles. There is two where the hair is going to be down, so it's kind of personal preference how you prefer your hair, but it's not essential to necessarily have your hair kind of style. Okay, so I've got it going around to the side. Then what I'm going to do is I'll zoom you in a bit more so you can actually hopefully see. Okay. See, I'm not worried about the front right now. I'm going to take the hair and split it into 2 pieces. Now I have got kind of shorter bits and longer bits. There may be bits that kind of fall out. There's not really much I can do about that. I'll just have to kind of tuck them back in. So I'm not too worried of any bits kind of bumping. I just fix that right at the end. So I've got my 2 sections. All I'm going to do is take a small bit from the back of one of the sections. That's going to be a really small amount. And I'm going to bring that across the front and join it into the other section. And I'm going to grab a piece from the so you want to grab pieces from the further side. So from this side or right from this side. Because you want it to cross the front. So I'm taking a section from the front, bringing it across the front and joining it into there. So it's going to take a few kind of goes to show you the effect it's going to give, and you can do thicker or kind of thinner pieces, up to you. It depends on the thickness or the tightness of the braid. I will pull it out at the end. A little trick, because this can be a little bit fiddly, is if you wanted to, you can always put a hair tie loosely at the top here, so tighten the side pony but loosely. It'll just make it a little bit less fiddly. And that's how I learnt to begin with. So I'm just going to keep on going. So I'm taking a section from the back, bringing it forward and bringing it to the front section. Taking a section from the front but from the furthest part of the section, bringing it across and into the back section. So like I said, the further along I go, the easier it'll be to see exactly what I'm doing, and you'll be able to start seeing kind of the fishtail braid take place. The longer hair you have, the longer it is going to take, to be fair, but it also looks really cool in long hair as well. Actually, I'm not going to braid all the way down because I'm going to tie it off there, and it will give me a chance, it'll give me room to start pulling bits out. Now I've mentioned I don't have those little elastics that most people do when they're doing hair, but I can't imagine they're particularly good for the environment. I mean, I'm sure there's probably actually kind of eco-friendly ones now, but I'm just using a regular hair tie for mine. You can get thinner ones of these, so that's fine. I'm just going to start then loosening it ever so slightly just to make it a little bit thicker. So that is what we've got so far. As you can see, I've got bits coming out left, right and centre. I'm going to start out the front bits. See, I've just pulled a massive section out there. So I'm just going to pull some of the front bits out a little bit just to give a nice kind of framing to the face. Just kind of go loosely and gently when you're pulling bits out, so not to pull the actual braid too much. This long piece here, what I'm going to do... I'm going to kind of just bring it round, but kind of over my ear because I quite like that look, and just take a grip and just pin it into that effect. So I'm just going to take a pin and kind of try and pin it in to the braid somehow, or even, which way is it? It's that way. Might even be able to push it through and tuck it in to the back. Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, so that is the fishtail braid. Like I said, it's not a particularly long one in my hair, but if you've got really long hair, it looks really pretty. It is something that's a bit kind of more time consuming, I will say. And like I said, if you've never done one before, maybe just tie it kind of at the top here, and then, but loosely, just so you don't have to worry about it kind of coming apart, and then it's a bit more easier to kind of twist round that way. But yeah, I haven't done a fishtail braid in such a long time because I've always had kind of shortish hair for the last 6 years. That is hairstyle number 1 complete. Okay, so this next one is a bit more of, I guess, of a fun one. So I'm going to pop my hair into more of a centre parting, I think. Split it as evenly as I can down the back. I didn't bring a comb with me, which is a really kind of silly move to make, but I would definitely recommend trying to use a comb and making sure it's kind of an even split down the middle. I'm just going to tie one side off so it's kind of out the way. So this hairstyle, like I said, it's a bit of fun. It's going to be kind of braids going into space buns. It's not really a look I tend to wear. I see people do it a lot for like fun looks, so I thought I wanted to give it a go for today. So take a smallish section like this. I'm going to part it into 3. This first bit was always tricky with me because I've got a slight fringe. I'm going to start off with the back piece going under, and then the front piece going under to the middle. Then grabbing another section from the back, adding into it, going under to the middle with the front section, grabbing a bit of extra hair, again moving it to the middle. And I'm going to try and keep as close to the parting as I can. So you're going to have to do things a bit more kind of high upwards, if that makes sense. So again, taking a bit from the back, bring it in, grabbing a section in the front, grabbing a section to add to the front, and again bringing to the middle, grabbing a little section. And I'm going to keep going. It won't braid all the hair because obviously I'm only going part of the way through, but I kind of just want mainly the top bits braided into it. And make sure you've got kind of nicely brushed hair. It can get quite tangled. Okay, what I'm just going to quickly do is grab a pin, and where I've stopped the braid, I'm just going to kind of secure it to my head, or at least secure, I might have to use 2 pins, just secure it so the braid doesn't untangle itself for the meantime. Then with the rest of the hair, I'm just going to give it a quick brush through, especially the underneath portion. Almost bring it start bringing it up, because that's going to be my space bun. And when I will finish off by kind of pulling bits out, but for now I just want to get on with the other side. Okay, so that's the braiding part done. This kind of is a cute look in itself, although one is longer than the other, which makes no sense to me. Anyway, so now I've tied them. I'm going to keep them tied, and to do the bun bit, I'm actually just going to use grips to put it in place. That way I can kind of manipulate it a bit more to how I want. So all I'm going to do is take one side, I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to go kind of, which way is this? Anti-clockwise on this side, and I'm just going to pin the end bit on. Just for now. I'm going to kind of manoeuvre it again in a minute. Do the same on the other side, twist it. This is what I've got so far, which is not quite how I want to finish it. I'm just going to quickly take the grips out that were holding the braids in place. So I'm just going to very carefully pull this a little bit. Now I won't be able to do it too much because I've already put it in the bun, but it's just going to add a little bit of texture to it. I am going to pull a little bit kind of here to frame the face. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just pulling on this. And I'm going to be kind of careful, but also I'm not too worried. Like if bits fall out, I've got extra pins. So I start pulling because it just makes it just a little bit bigger and kind of more, yeah, visible on the head as well. What I am going to do is I'm kind of going to grab it and almost push it up so it kind of is more higher on my head as well. So I'm going to take a pin and kind of secure that in place. Yeah, so I just want it so it's slightly more high on my head than what this one's. I am just going to pull at the back of my head, because I prefer that slightly that looser fit as opposed to kind of a tight fit to the back of my head. Hairstyle number 3 is going to kind of lead on to this. So all I'm going to do is take these space buns out for now, but keep these 2 braids here. Okay, so I've taken the space buns out. I'm also going to take the pony, the little kind of bunches out. What I'm going to do is just quickly put a grip kind of where the braid ends, just to make sure that it doesn't fall out too much when I take these out, because I want to keep obviously the braided part. I mean, it shouldn't do. They kind of do hold quite well by themselves for a time. I'm just going to take both of these out. Going to give my hair a quick brush through. Now this is one of the hairstyles where maybe, it depends on your preference, you may want to style it to kind of how you like to, whether you like it curly, straight, wavy, just keep it your natural hair. It's kind of very much personal preference with this one. So I'm going to brush it out very gently. So actually that itself is a really cute hairstyle, but that's not the one I was going to do. I was actually going to tie it so it had like a mini, kind of either a pony or a mini bun at the top. So it's kind of like a half up, half down hairstyle. So I'm just going to carefully take the hair grips out, grab the braids, and also I'm just going to grab a small section of hair at the crown, but not too much, just to kind of join the braids into. I'm going to tie it off. So like I said, you could have it so it's like a little pony, but I think I actually want to go, oh no, actually do I? But I am going to go for a kind of a bun on this bit. So I'm going to twist the hair and do a very similar thing with the space bun, like I did with the space bun, wrap it around, kind of pin it at the back in place, then start kind of just manoeuvring it, kind of making it looser, more to it, a bit more texture type thing. Okay, I'm just going to take another grip and just secure it slightly at the sides, because obviously at the moment it's only got one hair grip holding it in place, and I've got quite thickish hair, so I don't want it to fall out. So I'm just at the side securing it. Let's pull on the braids a bit, kind of right at the sides to give it a bit more like a looser fit, like going round the sides. And just like that, so so simple, the 2 braids and then going into a bun. Like I said, you could have it in a kind of little updo pony, half up, or even with it out and just having it down works quite as well, but I quite like it with the added bun to it. So that's hairstyle number 3 complete. Okay, so hairstyle number 4. Now it turns out I actually deleted the footage for hairstyle number 4. I'll put a picture up here of the original one. It's quite a simple one. It's kind of what I think is more of a sporty type braid. I guess it gives a little bit of kind of a Lara Croft theme to it, but yeah, it's very easy. Great for like more sporty activities, I think. But yeah, unfortunately I deleted the footage, so I'm just going to quickly show you now. So what you want to do is you want to put in a relatively high ponytail. I'd say you want it quite sleeked as you can. I'm just gonna, any bits that have kind of messed up, I'm just gonna brush back, and I've got hair grips that I can just, a bit over here that's kind of gone a bit wild. And then all I'm going to do is then plait the actual ponytail and then secure it. So yeah, because it's very easy, but I think it's quite a fun, great for like if you're working out and stuff, because it kind of gets all the hair out your face, but also looks quite nice at the same time. So I'm literally, yeah, I've split it into 3. I'm just going to do a regular braid. So taking a section underneath to the middle, bringing the back section to the middle underneath, front under to the middle, and just like that. I mean, my hair was probably a lot less knotty in the original footage, but it doesn't matter too much. and then literally tie it off. Like I said, I don't have the little elastics, so I just use regular hair ties. Probably should get a thinner one for this, but I only have these kind of thickness of hair tie. Then I'm going to do, because I've plaited it to the side, it will bring the braid over a bit, so I'm just going to put it at the top so it goes a bit more back to the centre. Then I have got a bit that's kind of having a little flyaway, so I'm just going to take a grip and grip it in place. So it literally just like that. Like I said, I like it. It gives a more sporty feel, and like I said, it does kind of give that slight Lara Croft feel to it. So yeah, just a really easy one, and looks kind of cool, I think, as well. So that is hairstyle number 4 done. So doing continuous braids in hair definitely adds volume to it for sure. So on to the final hairstyle, and it's going to be a braided, kind of a braided crown hairstyle. So something quite sweet, I think. And yeah, so for this one, again, have whatever kind of hair texture style that you want, that suits you. Curly, wavy, straight, natural, whatever that may be. I'm going to part mine in the middle, or as middle as I can get it. Now the method I'm going to do is if you've got kind of short to medium hair. So it depends if your hair, if you've got really long hair, you might be able to do a braid and get it so it goes all the way across. Now actually mine almost does, but I'm going to show you a way. So if you've got shorter hair but still want to do the braided crown effect, or you've got or your hair's just not quite long enough to do that, then this is the method for you. So I've just brushed out my hair a little bit, nice bit of volume to it now. So I'm going to start. So you can position your crown kind of really close to your forehead. You can do a bit further back. It's kind of, again, up to you. I'm going to go probably about here, I'd say. So I'm going to come down here, and what I'm going to do is split the hair there. I'm just going to take a section from underneath kind of these top layers, so that the bit where it kind of, the bottom here is hidden to a degree. So I'm just going to take a section that's kind of hidden from the bottom layer, really. And all I'm going to do is do a simple braid. So split into 3, kind of go behind each other, so each section goes into the middle, the front to the middle, back to the middle. Make sure it's brushable. And just bring all the way down. Like I said, my hair's probably almost just about long enough to do it, but I wanted just to show a way that if you've got short hair or hair just not quite long enough, you can do this too. I'm just going to use a grip to hold that in place. Then I'm going to kind of, so end about there, do the same, kind of part the hair and then pick a section that's kind of underneath that you're not really going to see. Split into 3 again and do a braid. So back under to the middle, front under to the middle, and just repeat that process all the way down. So now what I'm going to do is go up and just kind of lay it flat across my head. Now obviously the thicker piece you have, the thicker the braid crown's going to be, but I kind of want a delicate small crown. As you can see, for some reason this side isn't going to quite reach far enough, so I'm just going to grab a grip and kind of clip the end and try and clip it so it goes under the top layer, so like that, so it kind of disappears to a degree. Taking this bit, now this bit is a slightly longer bit, so I'm actually going to ungrip it and I'm going to bring this across as well, but I'm going to put this one just in front of this one, so you've got like a double crown. And again, not quite long enough, so I'm just going to take a grip and grip it underneath the existing braid that's there, and I can bring this bit of hair forward. So that's why it's important to go to an underneath layer, because then you can just move your front layers in front of it and no one's going to see the grips, no one's going to see that it's come from like halfway up your head, if that makes sense. But it's just such a pretty little addition. So if you're someone like me who loves headbands but kind of wants to do something a bit different, I think this is really sweet. Just zoomed it in a bit more, so as you can see, it's just a really nice pretty double crown. Like I said, if you take thicker bits of hair underneath, you can create a thicker braid, a thicker crown. If you've got long hair, you probably could get away with just the one big section, layer it across. You can pull bits out like I have done previously with the other braids to get more thickness, more texture. Like I said, I'm going for a slightly more delicate kind of braided crown effect. I guess it's more of a braided headband, but that is literally the hairstyle. Something really sweet, pretty, and actually really easy to do as well, I think. So that is hairstyle number 5 done. So that's the 5 braided influenced hairstyles complete. So some were kind of a bit more subtle than the others. So obviously this is quite a subtle one, whereas we had kind of fishtail that was a definite braid. And I just kind of really wanted to have fun again because I really enjoyed the hairstyle video I did before with the mini vlog. I'm going to start doing these hairstyles more often, especially this one. This is possibly actually, even though it's the most subtle of their braided hairstyles, it's possibly my favourite one. The one I probably get the least wear out of is the Space Buns, just because it is more one you'd say for fun. It's quite nice for pictures. When festivals open again, I guess it's going to be quite fun for that one as well. But yeah, I really do hope you enjoy this video. I know it's not makeup, it's more hair. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing with kind of trying to do some hairstyles. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy. If there are kind of if there are hair bloggers or influencers that you love, that you want me to try and recreate their hairstyles, do let me know, because I'm up for kind of adding a bit of variety in amongst the makeup as well. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.